Hey guys, in this episode of Rucking Good Pod, I catch up with radio journeyman Dave Rabbetts. Dave has switched his talents over to podcasting and converted an old caravan into a podcast studio, which he tows around the country talking to anybody and everybody about everything, including me. So I caught him at Terrigal. We have a chat about what he's been up to, a little bit about mental health and anxiety. Hope you enjoy.
Are we away already?
We are away.
Boom.
Boom.
Okay.
So, for a bit of context,
Yeah.
I was here rucking, be a while. It was one of your first podcasts, right?
I think it was like second or third episode.
Yeah. So, what month are we talking?
March. You know what
Yeah.
it was? It was the first day of recording out in the public, actually.
Oh, was it?
I brought it down here, I set it up, it was my first time. And I had a bunch of people jumping in, and then you walked by and went,
yeah, because
what's going on here?
I was actually demoing one of our sample rucks, and we're in the beautiful Terrigal, and I saw your van, and I was like, "What the heck is that?" And being a media whore that I am,
yeah,
it was only natural that I stuck my head in and said, "What are you doing?" And then we had a good chat, really quick one, but we dove down a couple of rabbit holes.
Yeah, that was a potential name for the podcast.
I know, right? You
down
were like,
the rabbit hole.
I didn't think of that. Let's dive down some rabbit holes. But
which is what happens in every episode.
Yeah, and we've been trying to get together ever since, but
yeah,
it's taken us since March.
It's funny, I saw there was a message between us about 4 months ago when we were supposed to get together and I was sick.
Yes.
And then just last night, my throat started, and I was like, no.
It's cheap exercise. It doesn't hurt. I promise.
Right. Sunscreen.
I might put that on.
Okay, door's not staying open, but if you want it.
Oh, yeah, cool.
Yeah. Oh!
This is slip, slop, slap.
Oh, it's the nice coconutty stuff.
Oh, it smells
Haven't put this on since last summer.
So, I don't really know this area, man, so I'll be led by you as to where you want to...
Did you? You don't know this area?
I don't. Yeah, but I was only doing...
regular.
I was cutting loops, and I think it was because my kids were at a birthday party close by. And I just kind of thought, oh, well, let's head down there.
Well, if we go up through here, this is the dog park, and we'll have a chance to pet some dogs.
Excellent. And potentially step in some dog poop.
Well,
part
of the adventure, isn't it?
Yeah.
So we're on 2 podcasts right now.
Yes.
Mine and yours.
Correct.
So for my side, let me explain something as well. So you have rucksack.com.
Yes.
At Get Rucked, I saw on the side of the van.
Yeah, yes.
And it's RUKSAK.
That's our social media handles, yeah.
Right, and RUKSAK. And it's essentially weighted vests for doing weighted walking. Yeah?
Yeah, well, it kind of just makes moving more meaningful, and that's my aim, is just to, like, people move probably 4,000 to 5,000 steps, even pretty sedentary people a day.
Yeah.
The benefit of walking with weight is higher calorie burn, higher heart rate, you get a bit of a puff on.
Yeah, no kidding.
As you can tell, this podcast is going to be pretty puffy, depending on how many hills we walk up. But
I know that these microphones will reduce wind noise.
Yeah,
so I'm hoping that's cutting out my.
I've got the dead cats on them.
The dead cats, tiny little dead.
Look at that, such a beautiful.
That's beautiful.
So yeah, so I just was looking for something that was exercise but didn't feel like exercise, because I had spent, man, probably 15 years as I was getting metabolically unhealthy.
Yep.
And I was trying lots of different things, like yo-yo dieting, yo-yo exercising, just trying to do crazy, like, elimination style things or big challenges, 60-day things. Mm-hmm. And I just couldn't stick with it. And as a result, I got pretty metabolically flogged, and ended up with cancer. And so when I worked out that the key to, I guess, overall health is to take it slow and make it sustainable. And for me, like, I'd spent probably 20 years becoming unhealthy, so I was getting fat and I was just not moving, sedentary, the whole bit. But I was expecting that I could reverse 20 years of damage in 2 months.
Yeah.
So that was kind of like the tipping point for me, where it was the aha moment where I'm like, if it takes me 20 years to get back to what my health was like in my 30s, then I'm going to be a pretty healthy 70-year-old. And I'm actually going to get there versus being frustrated because every time I jump on the next fatty diet or exercise program, it doesn't work.
Yeah, you feel good for a bit, then you fall off, and then you beat yourself up, and then you do a bit of comfort eating.
Yes. Yeah. A lot of comfort eating in my case.
So, go back so when was the cancer diagnosis?
Probably three years ago.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, that recent?
Yeah.
And so what did you go through with that?
So that was thyroid. So everything kind of hit me. I thought I was bulletproof because, I think before I really challenged to become unhealthy, I think naturally or genetically, I'm quite genetically well put together. And so it took ages for my body to finally surrender and fall over the other side. But once it did, it fell quite quickly. So within a 12-month period, I went from thinking I was having a heart attack to discovering I had full-blown type 2 diabetes, fatty liver disease, a cholesterol level of 16.3, which for your listeners out there, that's kind of horrendous. And my 70-year-old GP, it was the second highest cholesterol score that he'd ever seen.
Jeez.
And he'd been a GP for like 45 years. Yeah. So not the trophy you want to hold.
No.
But yeah, and then all that sort of just spiraled into noticing a lump right up, like probably at the top of my collarbone.
Yeah.
And because, Dr. Googled it, there was nothing there that would be inflamed, and it was all a bit of a mystery. And so that's what led me to get a scan. And I had a nodule, they call it, but a big cancerous growth off my thyroid that was hanging at an angle that when I got really hot and it was over a summer, it would pop out and stick out of my neck. But they were surprised with the angle of it and everything that I caught it quite early. And the good thing, well, not that cancer's a good thing in any respect, but I kind of, in terms of cancer, I won the cancer lotto because the thyroid is very contained. So it doesn't usually spread anywhere else. And once you remove it, and which they did, they removed my thyroid and stuck me in a lead room for a few days. And I was glowing in the dark and all that sort of fun stuff.
So it's the type that they can just cut out.
Yeah.
And access pretty
and
easy.
90-something% of people survive it. But that was kind of the ultimate kick in the pants to say, you can't keep cheating. I was just cheating death and living a lifestyle that wasn't sustainable.
Yeah. Should we, where you want to go?
Do you want to go down the boardwalk looks amazing.
Yeah. No, it's an amazing spot down here.
Yeah, it's so good. And I think you were parked right there when we met the first time.
I was parked just here.
Yep.
And so you had going back a bit before all of that, you had the TV show.
Yes.
Was that on Nat Geo? Or
ESPN.
ESPN.
Yeah, I sold it to Disney. So Disney owns ESPN. It's their global sports network. And I was kind of surreal because I used to be a basketballer when I was back in the day. And so I always watched ESPN because that's where the NBA basketball.
At your height. Sorry, have you shrunk a fair bit as well?
Yeah. I was very.
We all know you were the point guard.
Yeah. There's no guessing what position I was in as I, with my tall shoes on, just made 6 foot. So ESPN had been a staple of my life, watching NBA for years and years, and so it was kind of surreal when we got a TV deal with them. And the fact that it was conceived on a dining table at Long Jetty, and we sold it to Bristol, Connecticut for a global behemoth like Disney.
Oh my God!
Yeah, it was good, man. It was good, but that was in what I call my decade of destruction.
Yeah.
I had a successful sports advertising business. I had an events business. I had the TV show, and I used to work like 20 hours a day, and not because I had to. It's because I loved it. And so my addiction was business because I was good at it. And I think, and I was chatting to someone the other day about this. Because I was successful, I never had any of my friend network calling me out that I was becoming, like, everyone worries about the word fat and fat shaming.
Yeah.
But for me,
Oh, so it's through that time that you were putting on the weight?
Yes, yeah. So I had it, because man, I traveled a lot, I drank a lot, I ate. I think like I would eat 300 out of 365 days, I would eat the 3 of my meals in an establishment, not at home.
Oh, okay.
And I'd be staying at hotels and the whole bit, and just socializing with friends everywhere I'd go. And it just led to like a lifestyle that you can only, you know, I was probably not fortunate, now, like it's probably the wrong word, but I got away with it for as long as I did because I was genetically okay. But it's hard to reverse it now, especially like, you know, I'm fit and healthy. I'm the fittest I've ever been in my life.
Okay.
But I've still got visceral fat issues, that's the big hang up from, you know, 10 years of just eating like an idiot and drinking like an idiot. And
so what's the weight difference?
I'm probably, I don't jump on the scales anymore, mate.
Yeah, that's good. I'm getting away from that.
Yeah, well, I'm about scans, not scales. So I go and get DEXA scans. So,
okay.
So for me, it's not about weight, because man, if I could put 10 kilos on of muscle tomorrow, I'm not going to be upset that my scales are showing 10 kilos more, right?
Exactly.
So for me, it's about fat. So my mission is to lose fat, not weight. Which means, and I can't tell that on a scale, I can only tell that through getting DEXA scans. So he's walking himself.
I'll walk myself, it's fine.
So that's and even though I am probably 40 kilos down on my heaviest,
Jesus.
the more important thing is I'm probably half the amount of visceral fat that I used to have. But I'm still in a high dangerous zone of visceral fat.
Yeah.
So it's a work in progress. I've become a little bit of a health hacker.
What's crazy is that based on my BMI, I'm classed as obese.
Yeah. But BMI was a good measure for GPs back in 1940.
Yeah.
But
I look at that now and go, I'm sorry, I know I'm carrying some extra kgs.
Yeah.
Sure. But obese? I guess if it says.
Well, and I'd be interested to I want to send you down to Riverside and get you a DEXA scan. They're at West Gosford.
Oh, yeah?
They got the DEXA scan on the coast.
Yeah.
But and for me, you know, subcutaneous fat's not too bad, and that's the bit that you'll lose if you just look after your diet a little bit better.
Yeah.
But it's that visceral fat that sits over your organs. Yeah, that's the nasty stuff.
Yeah.
And it's the stuff, man, it's so hard to budge.
Yes.
Hard to budge.
Yep. And as you get older as well, and your metabolic rate's slowing down.
Yep. And that's why muscle's so important. All your BMR is based around your muscle mass.
Yeah. And also, I think the thing, so I'm fighting 2 things at the moment. Well, I'm fighting many things, but one of them is the fact that I'm medicated for anxiety, and it really does just takes a lot of the what ifs out of it.
Yep.
It makes me care a lot less than what I normally would. So.
And is that across the board? Is that like...
Yeah.
So
I'll be doing something in the backyard. I remember not long after I first got medicated, and I needed to fix up something on the skylight up on the roof of the house, 2-story house. And I just went up there, I'm just walking around, and I thought, I would never have done this before. I would have been crawling on hands and knees, and now I'm just like, when you're a highly anxious person, you're just living with what ifs all day, and what if of the worst case scenario. God, if I slip, I'm going to fall down.
And that would spike your cortisol.
I'm going to break this, and then I'm going to lose my job, and then I'm not going to be able to pay the mortgage, and I'm not going to be able to support the family, and holy shit, the stresses it's going to cause. And that goes from just going up to do a thing on the roof. Now, I just don't even think about it. But I used to be 6 or 7 days a week at the gym. Just hardcore on my fitness all the time. And we're talking only 7 years ago. So 7 years ago, I was actually, at that point, I was at the best shape of my life. Absolute best, at 43 years old.
Wow.
And there was right after that I got medicated, and it's all gone downhill since then.
And so what was it, like, was there an event or something that happened that, like, what was the tipping point?
I had been struggling with my mental health for years and years and years. and should have been medicated many years ago. You really don't know this area. We can go up and over the hill.
Yeah, cool.
I don't know what I'm doing here. I just yeah, up and over the hill, sure.
Excellent.
Extra 9 kilos on the back, but that's fine.
Let's get your heart rate data at the end.
I feel so light after this, aren't I?
You're looking fine
When
though,
this
mate.
comes
Look
off.
at that.
With the, you know what I've noticed? It really makes you pull your shoulders back.
Yeah, posturally.
Or put them where they should be.
Yeah, it's a correction, right?
Yeah.
And that's what you'll find, like after you walk for a while, you'll probably feel it in here.
Yeah.
And at that point, I just release this shoulder strap.
Oh, okay.
And then you hold that.
Oh, okay.
And then that kind of shifts the weight more down towards your waist. So more.
Oh, okay.
It just disperses it a little better, but I always start with that done up.
I like it. I like how it's forcing the shoulders back.
Yeah, well, especially we live in, like, everybody's bent over, whether you're looking at your phone, on your laptop. Like, we tend to spend a lot of time like that.
Yeah.
Where this one, not so much. I've got a vest on, so the weight's on the front and the back, but yours, the weight's on the back. And just with the shoulder straps and everything, it just forces you back into that normal.
Oh, totally, because all the time my shoulders are just wanting to come around, and this is pulling them back. And
and that's the bit, like, it feels good, but that's the bit that'll hurt first. And that's when you just release your shoulder strap.
And my arm from holding this camera. So, yeah, I got to a point, I was having all sorts of issues with my anxiety, and it was pretty crippling. And it was just a conversation that I had one day with a friend at work who, his partner was medicated, and he sort of told me how much it had changed her.
Oh, so even when you were at the gym doing the fitness stuff, you were still anxious?
Oh, God, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh, all the time.
I thought there might have been that one thing that, you know.
No, there were things that would trigger me and set me off, and it was all just... I've talked about it heaps in the podcast about the things and what they were and what they would do, but when I would talk about them to my wife, and she just, like, she's super supportive, but I could see in her face that she's like, huh? Like that? Like, there's just... And I knew it myself. This was the most frustrating thing of it, is that I'm quite the control freak, and felt I should be able to control my own brain.
Yes.
My brain. And
but that's the mental health element of that, isn't it? Like...
And then you beat yourself up more because you can't.
Yeah.
And I know it's stupid to be feeling this way.
Yeah.
But I can say, so 6 years of being medicated, and, you know, and I'll never say everyone should be medicated. Probably should. No. But what I do know is that this, terrible electrical services going by. They're the ones, they're doing free trade day. Oh. They're behind all of that.
And
so
the free trade day is at your house for the whole day?
Yeah.
Cool.
Well, I'm just a person in need.
I've got anxiety.
Come and fix my backyard. I went and worked with them on one free trade day. They let me come along and do some work.
Yeah,
I love getting on the tools. And I did some siliconing in a bathroom, and then they don't think I saw, but I saw when the other tradie went in and fixed up my silicone.
Oh, nice.
Bastards. But yeah, they're doing it again soon. So
yeah, sweet.
People register. Do you know about it?
No.
It's amazing. People register for it quite often on behalf of someone else.
Yeah.
Nana's had no hot water for 6 months.
Ah.
Oh my God, it is unbelievable, the stories. Awesome. Things people are living with purely because they just can't. They can't pay for it. They do not have the money.
Yeah, right.
And so, yeah, Ryan at Terrible Electrical, he started this thing up.
Oh, so it's his baby.
Yeah, he started it. Yeah, awesome. he came up with this thing and put the word out to tradies to, if they want to give up a day and go and help out in the community.
Yeah, wicked.
So this one coming up in 6 weeks' time, they've got 150 tradies.
Oh, wow.
That have signed on. The most.
And how many projects do they do in a day?
They're all over the coast.
Yeah, right.
And there's chippies going out, there's plasterers, there's...
Awesome.
You know, we're talking about stuff where, I remember someone who had a domestic violence thing in the family, and there was a hole in the wall that she didn't know how to fix, couldn't afford to get fixed. Yeah. But every day, it was a reminder of that moment.
Yeah.
You know, and the psychological effect of that. And so, but for them, for the tradies, plasterers, quick fix. Get out there, fix that up, And
it makes them feel good.
yes, yeah.
Like-
The tradies feel great getting
Yeah.
doing that. So, that was who was driving by just then. With the little toot toot. Yeah. So one of those things with the weight loss. So I've got my age at the moment, and then
So how old are you?
50.
Oh,
No,
cool.
whoa. In December, I'll be 50.
Oh, yeah, okay.
We do not round up right now. But
You round down, actually.
Yeah. I'm in my mid-40s. But, oh, hey, mate. Hello, Australia.
How do you tell me you're in Australia without telling me you're in Australia?
Yeah, you're just walking along. Hello, buddy.
And then there's puppies.
Puppies everywhere. What was that? I mean, it's a lizard. What type?
I don't know, like one of the water monitors or something?
Giant lizard thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's that. There's getting to that point in life where I've spent my whole life working so bloody hard in the gym and fighting all of that. And now I just want to go, let it go. Who cares?
Yeah.
But then I feel
But
like
then your health,
crap.
man. Yes.
Yeah, I feel like
and that's
crap.
where, like for me, I don't love the gym either. We did a sabbatical. Like, it's amazing the things that you come up with when you're sitting in a lead room glowing in the dark. But I decided to pull my kids out of school for a year, travel around Oz, and that happened last year.
Is that because you thought that it could come back and it could be all over soon?
It made me realise that while I was trying to be the world's best entrepreneur, that I was kind of like the world's worst dad.
Yeah, okay.
And husband, and you know, like the whole. I just as a human, I was letting everyone down, but most was letting myself down with my health. So
And a little bit of the life's too short.
yeah.
At that point.
And I just thought, you know what, let's just do it. And so we did that. But what I did, because I hadn't been in the gym forever, apart from to film other people doing epic stuff in my TV show. But I got one of the Globo gym franchises that I could use while we were traveling. You know how you can just kind of jump into any one of them.
Oh yeah.
Like the keypad ones.
Yeah.
But absolutely hated it. Yeah, like just
Man, by yourself.
Oh, it's and just.
Can we turn around and walk back? And go
Yeah,
back
I
over
reckon.
that hill?
I
Across there is where we started.
Yes, so see that little. There's the pod van about there.
Yeah, there it is. You spotted it. Oh, your eyes are amazing.
Not bad for a 52-year-old bloke. Eats my carrots. You set up cameras in the van though, yeah?
Oh yeah, I've got a bloody great setup in there now. It's taken 6 months of fiddling around with stuff, and next week I'm going down to. So this is really exciting. Audio Technica.
Oh yeah.
Microphones and
They
headphones.
used to sponsor my TV show.
Well, really?
Back in the day, yeah.
Well, now they're sponsoring the pod van.
Excellent.
So, just in a way of they want to kit it out with all their gear.
Yep.
Funnily enough, I am using all of their gear.
Yeah.
But the level I've gone into it at is, cheap enough that it'll get the job done.
Yeah, where now you can be more pro.
I started off with Kmart Anko headphones.
Yeah, right.
The guests were wearing. Now I've got these Audio Technica ones, but they've said, nah, bring the van down. So I'm going down to Sydney to their warehouse there.
Yeah.
And they're going to put in some, including headset mics for the guests who turn their head away from the mic and look at the dogs and stuff.
Lean forward.
Talking to the microphone. So, they're keen to get on board and have their gear being seen in the pod van and all the videos and everything online.
Excellent. And obviously it was a big move to decide to run around in a van and do podcasts and media. Mm-hmm. And for what I see on Facebook, it seems like you're building, or your audience.
Slow down, you're making it hard for us to overtake you.
Like it seems like your audience has transitioned across from radio into what you're doing through social media.
Yep.
And
still so many that don't know. That's my biggest challenge. Is people ask, what's the toughest thing about it? Is it, coming up with, I'm doing 3 episodes a week.
Yes.
I currently don't have one for tomorrow, so less than 24 hours away. However, this will now be tomorrow's episode.
Yes.
Sunday I did it. Sunday night, 5 o'clock. I didn't have an episode.
Yep.
And then, recorded one that night with people on the phone Got a great one out of it. Posted it Monday morning. So, I love all the possibilities, but the biggest challenge is getting word out to people about us. You know, every day, and this is a great thing, every day there are people finding the Facebook page, finding the Facebook group, and going, oh my God, I just heard what you're doing. I'd wondered where you'd gone. Yeah. So you used to listen to the show every single morning.
How long has it been since you've been off air?
We wrapped up start of December.
Oh, so it's fairly recent.
Oh, so you think it's fairly recent?
Oh, yeah,
I'm like, that was years ago. Well, it was. Well, the podcast launched on March 1st. Yeah. So the podcast's 6 months old, but what are we in now? September? Yeah. So
do you run any ads?
Like my ads, like about the podcast in other places.
Yeah. No, because you should be able to. I'll show you. You should be able to select your ex-employees' audience, and so you can run some content like your most entertaining stuff that's on the potty that would make a good ad.
Oh, you mean like Facebook ads?
Yeah, and then run
targeting
and then target that radio station's audience, where people will go. It'll come up in their feed, and they'll go, "Oh, I know that voice. Oh, he's still an entertaining mofo. Let's."
I did run some at the start. Yeah. And I don't know when I did my Analytics Monday. I would each Monday I'd have a look at how things were going, and I found I was getting more results out of the organic stuff.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. But I mean, if you want to specifically target like people who know who you are and used to listen to you, that may not know that you've transitioned across. Yeah, that could be a pretty clever way to do it.
Consider it done. I did. I was thinking about seeing if I could advertise on one of the other stations. Oh, but not as up yours. No, purely just. I mean, they wouldn't. If I went to Star, there's no way that they would. It's radio stations turning away money. Not these days. However, I reckon I'd be the exception. Yeah, right. I don't think they would take my money and run ads.
I would love for you to have a crack.
Yeah, there's been a couple of events that I have wanted to do that I've been blocked from just recently, and I've been blocked from a whole bunch of stuff. So it's a bit of a shame, but. I mean, I personally don't think we're competition. I think you can listen to a podcast at any time.
No. And all of the radio is sort of transitioning across to potty.
Oh, they're all doing so much podcast stuff as well themselves. People ask me about that stuff all the time. I'm like, I don't wish them any ill will, best of luck to them. I love Gina, so I hope everything goes well for her. Yep. Yeah, it still bloody hurts that happened. I'm still confused by it.
You're still catching up with Julie quite a bit, I see.
Oh, God, yeah. Yeah, tallied it up the other day. She's been on 23 episodes.
Wow.
And she was supposed to be on one yesterday, and she's lost her voice. Which is, no good to me.
No. So. Well, you can just take over, right? Just have her sitting there listening to you for a change.
Oh, God, she'd love that. So, she'll be jumping in again, I think on Friday. She's going to jump back in for another chat. But God, there was one day I went down to Triple M Studios and had a recorded with Paddy, with Maz from the Brekkie Show. Then Paddy came and jumped in as well. And God, I enjoyed having that laugh. Yeah. There was a little bit of me that just went, oh, I miss this.
Yeah, for sure.
But I tell you what, I love the freedom.
Yeah, and so on that, what's your, financially, can you build Podvan to be up something that comes close to replicating working for a station?
So that's what's really interesting. It's been a bit of a shift in my mind in that lately. So my goal at the start was more listeners than I had at the radio station and make more money than I did at the radio station. And then it's a step up in my mind, because that's what I always want to be doing, moving forward, stepping up, next big thing. I had Marcus Kruik in the, I like saying that, Kruik. He was in Podvan the other day. He's a business coach. And he was saying, talking about what success is to you. And success can mean different things to different people. Yeah. And you'll get this because you used to work the 20 hours a day and everything. And then you move away and you could look at what you did after that and go, I'm not making as much money and I'm not working as hard as I was, and oh no, I've taken a step back. But when you have a look at what success is to you, I mean, I wake up when I want. I woke up this morning, my throat was feeling a bit dodgy, and I went, I'll just stay in bed for another hour, because I can.
And then you woke up and your throat was good?
Yeah. Just needed a bit more.
It was just right protesting about the
About going for a
start,
walk
yeah.
with weight on my back as opposed to on my front.
He's hooking up with that ruck guy today.
Oh,
Jesus Christ, what can we throw at him?
Take him down. So, I look at what I'm doing now and I control all my own content. I can do anything I want. I can swear. I can make a 2-hour-long episode if I want. I can make a 25-minute episode.
Yeah.
I can talk to anyone I want. I can do any sort of content. I work when I want to.
Yep.
Which is all the time. But I'm loving it. Absolutely loving it. And the financial side? God, no. Nowhere near. We're going up over this hill now.
Okay, cool. Ooh.
Oh, it's a big one.
We're going up over there.
Yeah, we've got the option of going around the boardwalk, but we're going up over the top because I'm really enjoying this.
Hard yards. And if the panting starts,
yeah.
Now.
Is it picking this up? So everyone else can see it with the pod van. Everyone else says to me, "Oh my God, you can just." When I was telling Marcus the other day about the Audio Technica coming on board, he goes, "Get used to it, because it's coming." More of that kind of thing.
Yes.
And I guess, I just keep doing what I'm doing. If it builds, then these things will come.
Yes.
Because companies will want to be involved and use the podcast to get word out about their thing.
Yes.
And we can partner up on things. But I've taken the focus off it a little bit for now for me, because that's the thing that stresses me out. If I stop and go, all right, how much money have I made this month?
Yeah.
That's depressing.
Yeah.
Because it's not really anything.
Yeah.
And a lot of it, I'm putting the money straight back into.
Yeah, it's like you're bootstrapping.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
been there a few times. Yeah. I'm in there again. Same with rucksack.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Back starting from scratch again.
Yeah. But it's exciting as well.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. I just got to do it. My big thing was to make sure in my version 2.0 of entrepreneurialism that the only products I'm going to take to market are better for you products.
Oh, good.
Because I'm hoping if they're better for you, they're better for me.
Yeah. There's something really powerful about putting good out into the world.
Yeah, and it's what you look at today, right? Like, if I owned a pub or a bar or a club, we'd be having a very different podcast meeting. We wouldn't be walking around Terrigal with 10 kilos on our back.
Yep.
So,
quick side note in here.
Yep.
I am loving this. The weight on the back, it doesn't feel. I'm aware of it, but not much more than just like wearing a backpack. So that's 9 kilos.
Yep.
It's not like oh God, this is killing me.
No. I haven't released any of this data yet, but we're working with a educational facility on a long-term study of the effects of rucking.
Yep.
And in early tests that we're doing with the exercise physiologist, I'm getting 4.17 times the calorie burn by when I've tested on a treadmill walking with no weight versus walking with 10% of my body weight.
Yeah,
like 4 times the calorie burn.
Yeah, that's amazing.
So I'm like, and for me, because I'm used to it, like I'm not saying that everybody will slip a pack on their back with 10% of their body weight and they won't feel like they've done any exercise. But for me, because I'm used to it now, I'm still getting those benefits, but without the feeling like I got off the treadmill and I felt the same after dumping the pack as I did when I didn't have the pack on. But I'm getting twice the average heart rate.
So I just checked my heart rate then.
Yeah.
And we're on flat level now. We've been over the big hill, but now we're on the flat going back around by the Skillion.
Yep.
Ooh, let's walk to the top of that.
Yeah, cool.
And it was 132.
Yeah.
And we're just walking.
Yeah.
So I haven't had to go into jogging, running.
No.
So the last, this would be killing me a month ago. But a month ago I started half an hour on the treadmill every morning. So I just have it out the back door there. I just jump on that. I chuck it on like 6K an hour and I just walk away with music going.
Yeah.
I do my half hour, then I do some push-ups and some crunches, and I do my stretches for, I had my dodgy tailbone.
Yep.
And I feel great. So yeah, a month of doing that and I haven't missed a single morning. That's got me feeling good.
Oh, he's got the discipline.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Because that's the thing, is keeping it consistent, right? And that's my big play, is that like my problem when I used to yo-yo all the time is I was doing things so hard that I couldn't make them consistent because they were too hard.
So that's my biggest thing, is that's why I'm loving the treadmill and the idea of this. So I will be getting one of these.
Yeah, and you walk with that on the treadmill.
On the treadmill, yeah. So I just checked my heart rate. At the bottom of the Skillion, 110 is where I was sitting at there.
Yeah.
We're about a third of the way up the stairs now. So Well, the legs are burning. That's great.
Yeah, so for people who just want to start and do it where it's consistent, you don't have to go for big walks. You don't have to go for big rucks.
Yeah.
All you need to do is just go do 10, 20 minutes after you eat your 3 biggest meals, like brekkie, lunch, dinner. And
that's a bit of a walk around, a couple of blocks.
Yeah, well, you'll
with
get
the ruck on.
Yeah, and it's like, well, even if they don't use the ruck.
Okay.
And then, but at some point, you want to make the walking more meaningful. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's.
Oh, yeah. I'd say we're nearly there, but we're not.
We pause this recording for a quick pant break.
Ah, jeez. Oh, this is brutal. Why do this at the end?
The skillion's so good.
This is so dumb. So, I had a story to tell you about Commando Steve.
Oh, yes.
That can wait. I'm dying.
Use that as your recovery story at the top.
I'll start doing that right now. See what it comes up with. I'm going to say 172.
Is that what you think you're at now?
Yeah. I'm pretty good at picking my heart rate. Like, to the beat. Many years of staring at it. Oh, shut up, that's wrong. It reckons 118.
Oh,
I'm dying.
And unless you've got a chest strap on, it's not
my watch is too loose.
Super accurate anyway. And this is the reward for all that puffing.
It's not enough of a reward. Wow.
So what's your getting back to the caravan? So do you like what's the plan? Do you want to be events, like go to places where there's events on that said radio station won't block you from? Or is it just random locations like when you were here when we first met? Or a mix of both?
It's a mix of both, it really is. Going to events, like big events when they're on, mentally I struggle with those because I got to go out there, set the whole thing up by myself. It's a real, just in front of strangers the whole time.
Yeah.
I'm fine if I've got someone there with me, just one person to talk to, and we have a laugh while we're setting it all up and whatever. And then someone comes along and asks about it. It's not just me. And then if I haven't teed anyone up in advance it's like to solicit for people to come in for a chat. I've got to explain the whole thing. These are all good things. Getting the van out in front of people, me telling people, yeah, so it's a podcast done from inside this van, this is who I am, this is it. All great stuff, but it's the challenge.
Yeah.
But I need to do more of those things. There's a lot of things I need to do more of to build it further.
Yep. How often are you going out now? Like, is it once a week thing, twice a week thing?
Probably once a week. Some people, if I tee up a guest, like I've got some dentists coming on soon with stories about they've seen from the dental chair and stuff. They got some funny ones. I've already had some from them. I'm like, oh yeah, let's do an episode on it.
Yeah.
So that'll just be you. No, I'll go to them, but that's the thing with the van. But I don't need to go down the beach and set it up. I can go and park up outside.
Not even unhitch it off the car. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But when I take it out places like I have done today, that's when everyone sees it. And there was someone just joined the Facebook group last night. She said, she joined the Facebook group and said, always used to love Rabbett on the radio, and now I found this is awesome, I can't wait to listen. And so I replied saying, oh, okay, so you haven't listened to the podcast yet, how do you even know about it? And she said, I've had friends talk to me about it, and I saw the van the other day.
Oh.
And that was what made her go, oh, I should have a look at that stuff.
And do you think there's a market for businesses to pay you to come out and do a podcast at their business?
That's one of the things that I sell. So I've got different advertising packages. Gwendolyn Bowling Club, they're on one of the packages.
Yep.
And so I run ads in the podcast for them. Same with King Cumber Mitre 10. They pay for the sticker on the side of the vans.
Okay.
They're proudly supported by.
Yep.
Along with ads in the podcast.
Yep.
And then as you go out through the levels, you get more ads.
Yeah, right.
You get... and then
if I'd done my research and actually looked at you outside of just reading the horror stories, it's Google.
If you had done that, then I wouldn't be able to talk about this. No, so and the top package is having me come along to the business and set up for the morning, record with customers and staff.
Yeah, awesome.
The example I always give is like a BCF where I'd go along, pull up out the front, and I'm not necessarily talking. about their store and the history and all that.
No,
sort of
you're
thing.
just doing
I'm talking to
media.
people about camping stories.
Yep.
And getting funny camping stories while we're down here broadcasting
Yeah,
from
awesome.
BCF. I do live stuff, streaming from the van, from the business, do a giveaway from the business as well, and,
Yep.
and a couple of weeks of promoting it. So the opportunities are there to do all of these things, and they're going to come.
Yeah.
They'll come.
I like it that you're not rushing.
Oh, in my head, I am. you know.
But
Other
I think in your head you're always rushing.
other
That's what
people-
the good drugs are for.
look at it and go, I just got a message this morning from someone going, man, massive congratulations to you on, it's made it as a finalist in the Business Awards
Oh,
the
sweet.
other day. And they go, look at all the stuff you've achieved in 6 months. And I look at it and go, could do more.
More, yes, always do more.
Yeah,
That's the
so-
anxious mind, right?
Yeah, absolutely. But I've taken the one real pressure that I've just recently taken off me is the financial side.
Yeah.
Just keep focusing on what I'm doing and
Yeah.
be open to partnerships.
Yeah, and money follows attention. That's one of the best things I was told ever.
Yeah.
So if you focus on the attention, which is getting in front of people, getting good content, just being continuous and consistent.
Yeah.
Because I think now you're already probably in the top 2% of podcasters because you've got past the 11th episode. You know what I mean? Like so many people, and I've been there before too.
It's true.
Back, we created a podcast before podcasts were even a thing back when the show was on air. But I think I got to 8 and then stopped.
Yeah. So many. I've just found a whole bunch of new podcasts because I was looking at, so I got the Patreon page as well where people pay for memberships and they get behind the scenes videos and just extra. I'm posting content in there all the time. And
Is that like OnlyFans for media people?
only vans.
OnlyFans.
It's just essentially it's all photos of me nude in the van, and you can get it for $5 a month, which is I don't know.
Are you paying them? or
I
are they paying
pay
you?
people $5 a month
nice.
to look at photos of me in the van, and no one signed up for it yet. But no, kidding. I got a bunch in there in that, and I love that. I went looking yesterday for what do all these other Patreon content creators, what do they provide for their people in the different membership levels and stuff? And I was looking at all that, and so many of them are dead. Not dead, but they did 4 posts or they did 8 episodes of a podcast and then they're gone. It was back in 2020.
And as soon as they go though, does your membership stop? Or are people
I guess
still
you just
paying
have to,
for stuff that they're
geez,
not
I don't
getting
know.
any?
Guess you just have to cancel it.
Yeah, if you remember that you actually booked it.
Yeah, that's
One night after a few cans, you're like, these guys are funny.
Yeah,
I'm going to sign up to their
Exactly.
Patreon, and then they don't
years
put any more
later.
content.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't want to guilt anybody that is a Patreon member, but a little bit of my soul dies whenever I see someone cancel their membership. I cry for a while, and so it's best you just keep that membership probably forever.
Yes.
Just like all your TV subscriptions and stuff. And you go, am I really watching Disney Plus? I never watch anything. Oh, I might watch it. No, I better keep it.
Yeah, better keep it just in case.
Just in
It's only
case.
$23.50 a month.
A day, yeah. Yeah, so,
All right, let's
hey,
walk down the hill.
yeah, we can walk down the hill now because I can breathe again.
Yes.
Commando.
Yes.
What he was doing is get Commando fit. So it was actually, I got him on air and told him that I was going to do his Get Commando Fit program.
Yes.
This was back when I was 42, and I did the 12 weeks, and I did it like an experiment where I went, okay, I'm going to eat everything it says to eat and nothing else. And I was weighing out grams of food and stuff.
Yeah.
And the workouts were the most brutal thing I've ever done in my life.
Were they gym-based or home-based?
Gym-based.
Yep.
So I was on the intermediate program. So already a gym goer, fit, know what you're doing at the gym, and so it really it pushes you.
Yeah.
Things like burpee pull-ups and stuff. So you're doing burpees and then jumping up to the bar doing pull-ups.
Yep.
All this crazy stuff that at the start I couldn't even do one pull-up. By the end of it, I lost, God, how much weight did I was in the absolute best shape of my entire life. I felt so incredible. And then I went and got medicated and stopped caring.
I was going to say, and then why did we ever get off that program?
On one of my last days of it, I was doing a sprint down a field we were on holidays in Adelaide. I was still keeping up all my training while on holidays. Went down the field and I was doing a 100-metre sprint down the footy field. And
Sniper get you in the
ping!
hammy?
Yeah, sniper got me.
Yeah, that sniper.
So then, I end up on the couch for a lot of the time after that on that holiday with the ice pack on it and a few snacks. 'Cause, you know, I've worked bloody hard.
Yeah.
It's time to reward myself.
And then you
And
kept
I
rewarding
rewarded
yourself.
myself for quite a few years after that. But honestly, the real weight gain came after going medicated. And I don't know whether that's because...
Which is, man, that surprises me, right? Because if you look at the relationship between cortisol, which is stress, and weight, it's horrendous.
Yeah.
And I would have thought that being medicated for reducing stress would reduce your cortisol, which would in turn probably help you with your weight loss.
Yeah,
versus,
there's also, that was the real driver for me. I would look in the mirror and go, beat myself up and go, right, I've got to get out and get to the gym and go and smash it again.
Oh, yeah.
Whereas once I took that...
So, but that's that extreme thing again, right?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah,
100%.
and
I
guys
was
do
very
it,
much
man.
extreme.
Like, it was me, it's you. I think I could talk to 100 guys that are probably not at their peak level of fitness.
Yeah.
And talk to them about it, and that would be the same thing. They would always have that one period where they did that extreme thing and they stuck it through, and they were the fittest they've ever been.
Yeah, I did 3 half marathons.
Right.
And so on a Sunday, my training run would be 18 Ks. I'd go out and run 18 Ks, recovery through after that. That was in building up to doing a half marathon, but yeah, I did 3 of them. The plan was to do a full marathon, but never got to that one. And I know I never will.
Well, never say never.
Wow. Yeah, true. I could be one of those.
You might just tag along with me, but see, this is the difference, right? I've registered for maybe 3 marathons.
Yeah.
Never got to one.
Oh, wow.
Because I'd jump full on into the training, I'd get injured, then I'd be out and I'd miss it.
Yeah.
So for me, my mindset now is I want to be fit enough that at any point you could ring me on a Saturday and said, oh, hey, mate of mine's just pulled out a Newcastle Marathon, you want to come? And I would be able to do it with no training.
Oh my God.
And so that's my aim, is to just be fit enough. Like, and I'm not
That's
trying
what it used to be with the 10K ones. So as part of my training for the half marathons, I would go around again, down to the van.
Yeah.
I would, a fun run would come around, a 10K run on a Sunday, and I'd go, I might do that as my run today. I'd just register on the day, turn up, and
well, I want to be able to do that on a marathon.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's like, because I wouldn't be trying to set a PB.
And that's the difference, right?
Yeah, I think you got 6 hours to do a marathon.
Yeah, you're walking a bit.
Yeah, but I'd love to know that I'm at that fitness where if anyone just said to me, hey, we've got a spot, that I could go, shit, yeah, let's go.
Yeah, cool. All right, well, I'll text it to you next weekend.
Yeah.
I wasn't going to go, but you can take my spot.
Yeah, but I'm sure, like, I'd be able to do it. I'd be able to do a marathon now within the time cutoff.
Yeah.
Like, would I enjoy it? Or would...
Well, I tell you what, you wouldn't for the next few days.
Well, or would I be able to walk for the next 6 months afterwards?
No.
Probably not.
God, yeah.
But they're the things that, you know, I'm just gradually chipping away at. That's why I don't jump on the scales anymore.
Yeah.
I do my DEXA scan every quarter, just making sure that if my muscle number's going up or staying the same and my fat numbers are going down, it's just all about fat loss, and so far it's working.
Yeah.
Because I don't stress, I don't, like, because I was like you, I'd have a down week, and you're like, if you're trying to weigh yourself every week.
Yeah, or daily.
Yeah, or whatever, like you get so obsessed with it.
Yeah.
But then when you do, you know, you get invited to a wedding and you go, oh, fuck it, let's go.
Yeah.
And, you know, then you got to weigh in on Tuesday. And of course, you're not going to make your desired weigh-in.
Well, you say the weigh in, you mean putting the suit on?
Yeah.
Oh my God. That's my, that's when reality punches me in the face every now and then. An event will come along and they go, oh yeah, you got to wear a suit. And I'm like,
oh yes, it's like the ultimate, show you how much you put on since the last time you had a function.
Yeah, totally.
So I do, every Sunday, I do an event. So I turn up with the trailer somewhere, like it was at Picnic Point last time, it was Crackneck the weekend before.
Yeah.
And we just go for a ruck, and sometimes I have 20 people turn up, sometimes I have 6. I think I had 6 last Saturday.
Right.
But yeah, it's just so people can try it, because like I said, not many people know what it is.
Own them. They just
No, some people do. So some people come that own them, but some people usually people who own them bring their friends.
Yeah.
So their friends can try it, because obviously they've been going, oh, this thing's really cool.
Yeah,
and they're like, oh, but it's hard, you know. And
that's great.
Some people don't like sharing, but
but
we've got like, I think we can handle about 60 people.
What?
Yeah, I've got samples in the back of my trailer.
Okay.
That we can do big groups.
Oh, we're gonna make this happen then.
Yeah.
Oh, people will be keen on this. We'll go for a stroll and. All right. So how long have we been walking? I wonder.
I didn't, man. I was just thinking then. I didn't hit my Garmin.
It is about an hour. I think that's about an hour.
So it didn't happen. If it's not on Strava or Garmin.
Stop it.
It didn't happen.
Oh, it happened.
I've got the sweat to prove it.
Yeah. So this is such a cool little van. I like
Yeah.
this. I could have made the pod van something like this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is what we travelled around Oz in last year.
Really? I love it.
It was all wrapped saltwater picnic co, but now it's.
So we're back at the van now.
Yeah.
So this is a rucksack that I'm wearing, and then
Yeah,
you've got
so
the ruck vest.
you're wearing a rucksack.
Yeah.
Which let me open it just to show people. So the difference, there are some other military style bags that you can carry weight with. Most of them are in the US.
Yeah.
These ones are different because they come with these little holders and.
Are the plates removable?
Yeah, so that's what we call a ruck brick.
Oh yeah. How
So
much is
that's
1
just
kilo?
under a kilo.
All right. Okay.
And so you can add them from so you could carry 1 kilo all the way up to 15 kilos. And you're currently got 3, 6, 9. You've got 9 in the back of that. So with the bag, you're probably carrying 10 kilos.
Yeah. I like the bag. It's mean and tough looking. I would say this is the bloke version, and
and these
the dainty lady version.
Yeah, no, I think these are more grab and go, right? So
the vest.
Yeah, so if you look at my bag, so you can put hydration in the rucksacks, and you can put laptops and all sorts if you want to use them for commuting. But these are perfect for walking the dog, walking the kids to school. Like if you just want to not think about it, you just grab it and go. We've got them in a 5 kilo and then an 8 kilo version, and the next order through, we're getting an 11 as well. So
I love it. I love it so much. Well, I'll be getting one of these from you, and I will be wearing this every morning when I'm doing my treadmill thing. You could sell this for twice as much because
it's got rabbit sweat.
Yeah, rabbit sweat.
Rabbit juice.
I mean, I can sweat on all of them if you want. If that's a whole new line you want to bring out.
The moist.
Yeah, the moist range.
Vest.
Yeah. Thank you so much. That has been absolutely awesome. You know, I've got a new thing now that, I've been through all of the different things. I've done the Get Commando Fit. I've bought every fitness thing that has been on an infomercial, but all of them feel, you're doing it for a short amount of time or whatever.
Yeah.
This doesn't feel like a fad kind of thing.
This is so I can B-roll you when you say Get Commando Fit.
Yeah. There's the man.
He is the man.
It just feels natural, and it's just going for a walk.
Yeah.
So,
yeah,
I love it. If you want to know more about it, rucksack.com, RUKSAK, or get rucked online as well. And the Facebook group to find out about going on those groups. What's that one?
If you go to Get
Ruck Buddies.
if you go to Get Rucked, it's one of our pages, and we put events up in there. But yeah, it's Ruck Buddies Central Coast.
And let me know on my socials as well if you want to come along and join us for the day we're going to go and all do together.
We'll do a ruck club. Thanks, brother.
Thank you.
Great to meet you.
All right, there's another Rucking Good episode in the books. Hopefully you liked it, and if you did, feel free to share it around and throw us a like and subscribe if you so wish to. If you would like to see or be a guest on Rucking Good, please drop me an email to team@rucksack.com. And until then, we'll catch you on another episode.